Magic episode number 4, and this was a banger. This one took place right after we got left off on last week, with Usato being assigned to Suzune's group. I thought it was going to be a larger group, but it essentially ended up being like a 4-man group of a mage, a guardsman who does, adventure work, Suzune herself, and our boy Usato, okay? And he goes there. We get a really cool motivational kind of speech by Rose. We get some really cool funny stuff with Rose kind of poking fun at Usato. And she poked fun, and it was a funny moment of like, yo, you want a speech too, bro? But at the same time, during that moment, she kind of shared with us and with him of how much trust she seemingly has in Usato, which is a really cool thing to see. And I really enjoy kind of like seeing all that trust that they have built up. So he gets assigned. They end up going into the forest that 𝐿 was found in, where he fought the snake and where he had to get survived. And he basically has a really strong familiarity with this forest. This episode, though, like tons of funny moments, tons of funny things that occurred. Really deep down moments as well too, like one like emotional real moment that was shared between Usato and between Suzune as they were kind of getting closer and bonding, as he was kind of finding out, and he could pretty much put 2 and 2 together of like why she doesn't want to go back to her original world. But essentially, this was a really good showing, a really good show off of why it's really difficult to be a sheltered kid. And when parents put too much expectations, when they set too many rules on kids, when kids aren't allowed to be kids and kind of experience life, as she definitely was, you can tell she was definitely like, you have this plan, you're going to be this person, you're going to go to this school, you're going to go to this college, you're going to be home by this time. When there's too much of that, kids, essentially the only thing they really want to do is break out from that, right? They want to break the mold. That's kind of why you always hear the rule or the saying that, hey, church girls end up being freaks, is like, well, when you're too sheltered, for your life, like all you want is to experience everything that you haven't been able to. And a lot of times when you finally get that experience, you're trying to get it all in at once. And it can be a really dangerous recipe. So, definitely if we can take any lesson away from this anime, that's really hilarious, by the way, it's, be cautious about if you ever have kids, or if you have kids, like set rules, set boundaries, but don't restrict their life from not being able to experience anything. Like this poor girl said, like, she was never able to climb a tree. It's like, climb the tree, fall. It's all good. You know what I mean? Like climb the tree, so like just silly stuff like that is like, she definitely, this is escapism for her. And I think the cool thing is Usato really understood that as well, too. And I really like how they bonded this episode, because he needed his own escapism. He was looking for a way to revamp himself and to reform himself and to be the things he always wanted to be, but never was sure how, and this gave him an out to be able to do that. So to sum it up, I really enjoyed the really serious conversation at that. It didn't take up too much time of the episode, too. I think that's why I appreciate it. It was just like this little, 90 seconds, like minute and a half little scenario of them kind of actually being, serious for a moment. And then what's cool is, she made him blush. She made her, she blushed. He made him. So they got closer in a potential romantic sense as well, too, which, I definitely really enjoyed seeing, because obviously they definitely got something going on. So I think that's a really cool thing too. Outside of that, the funny stuff that happened with 𝐿 and her trying to pick him up and her not being able to, that was freaking hilarious. Them sharing the moment inside of the cave was really, really good and really, really funny too, when she was looking at his abs. Her being used as like a glorified like fire starter and fish catcher, and basically he struggled when he was in the forest. So now that she has all these abilities, he's like, start this fire here, get some fish there, shoot lightning up there. And she's like, yeah, I can do it. And then at a moment, she's like, wait, you're just using me for, he's like, no, it's okay. Come on, show off. So I thought that was a really funny thing as well, too. And as far as like pushing the story wise, they're just kind of pushing this training. Eventually, you can kind of feel like, stuff's going to hit the fan soon. like some kind of big event's gonna happen. But I definitely really enjoyed this episode. Also, they did show us that the princess and Kazuki are getting closer to, the princess is growing more fond of Kazuki, so there's definitely something there. She definitely probably has a crush on him or loves him or something. So there's definitely that ties there, but that's good for Kazuki because he's getting closer to the king and the king's trusting him more. But Kazuki's very hot-headed too, so that's a recipe for not success. Overall, though, good episode. Not a lot. A lot happened, but not like a lot happened this episode. It was really just Usato and Suzune getting closer together and forming a bigger friendship and stuff. So now the next thing is them actually getting out of the forest and completing their mission. That's kind of the next thing here. But regardless, love this anime. I'm completely enveloped every time it comes on the screen. I look forward to watching it every week. On Fridays, there's like 3 anime that come out, and this is like the first one I want to watch every week. So anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you next week, friends. Peace.